Hi guys, Julie Oracle here. So we're coming up, at least currently as this is being filmed, we're coming up on New Year's. So I wanted to do a New Year's prediction. So we're going to do predictions for the new year, things that could occur throughout the year. I mean, these are things that are going to take time, clearly. So please, excuse me. I still get a little bit of a cough when I was sick earlier. Could have had COVID. I don't know. COVID went through the house, and I'm the only one that didn't test positive for it. But as long as it's not RSV, that's bad too. Let me get some water. Sorry. Anyway, I'm feeling so much better. Everything's great here. Technically, as this, we're in between Christmas and New Year's right now, so this is a timeless reading, though. If it applies to you, it'll apply to you in a timeless way, so you don't have to worry about actual timing here. But I want to say take what resonates and leave the rest. But I also just want to give a shout out to all of you that have liked, subscribed, and commented. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. It means so much to me. Keep leaving those likes and comments. Keep subscribing, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. You only watch the videos you're drawn to. Usually there's a message for you if you feel compelled to watch, so keep that in mind. And with that, let's move forward. So I forgot that I had this giant deck. These are huge cards. Look at it, like the size of my hand. They're really hard to shuffle, but and hopefully you guys can see them okay. It's kind of like brown on black. I wish they were gold. It would look better. But it's just a giant deck that I happened to find. One of those cute finds you can find at Marshall's, or sometimes the World Cost Plus Market, or whatever it's called. They had some tarot stuff too. Or Earthbound Trade. Like, you can find this stuff around if you know where to look. But so what I want to say here is these are going to be, I just pulled 3 cards, and I've got some Oracle cards for you. But Happy New Year's to everybody, and we're going to look, let's see, New Year's predictions. Good grief. Okay, I need water. Anyway. All right, so sorry about that. I'm sitting here drinking like sparkling apple cider all night, and so now it's like, now I want to burp. I'm like, I swore to myself I was not going to be one of those people that was on YouTube constantly burping, because I seriously saw people doing that and they just didn't even care. And I'm like, well, now I get it. Like, we're here to do this reading for you. I'm going to try not to give a flying F about it. So I'm human. We'll deal with it. Anyway, so with that in mind, without that in mind, forget about that. Forget I ever said anything. New Year's predictions. So with New Year's looming here at the end, next week actually, I have the Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Moon. I like what I'm seeing because, first of all, you have 2 major arcana, so that's a pretty powerful reading when you have majority of major arcana. These are big differences. So big things are going to be happening. But I'm seeing big things with everything just about. So let's see what I can see. The first up is Ace of Pentacles. So for your New Year's prediction, I'm predicting some of you are going to be traveling. I can see some of you going skiing. And you guys tell me, though, please feel free to leave me comments. Like, if I get anything right, like, let me know. If you're going skiing, like, let me know. I want to know. I'm just looking at these mountains, like, through the archway here, and I'm picturing people, like, on the bunny slope. So maybe some of you are skiing for the first time and you're going to, like, Colorado, or where else is it? Is it, like, Vermont, New Hampshire? They have some really great skiing, I think, in those areas. I think of Colorado because I used to live there, and the mountains there are just gorgeous, and there's a lot of popular ski areas where people like to go. So I can see that some of you are going to be doing traveling, but I'm also getting, like, the Ace of Pentacles, like, the hand is held out, offering this pentacle. So this is a new beginning. It's a new opportunity. So for some of you, a new job opportunity is opening up, and you've taken it, and you're going to start the new year with a bang. Also, though, the first thing I got when looking at this card is that some of you are going to be moving. you put the money down on a brand new house, and this is probably great for you because I could almost sense the frustration of constantly having to live with neighbors on top of you and beside you or below you. Like, it's annoying. And you get this tiny little space in an apartment, and then you have to pay extra fees for deposit and pets and all this, and it's annoying. So some of you I feel this tremendous relief that you're like, finally, I saved up and I got a loan or whatever it is you did, and you are finally putting a down payment or purchasing a house for the first time. So congratulations. That's one heck of a New Year gift. That's great. I'm happy for you. That's what I want to do someday too. I would like to purchase my own home. I don't want to really live with roommates anymore or anything unless it's a future husband. And I don't really want to, I just cannot stand the idea of going back to an apartment. I have too much stuff for an apartment. It's too small. I need a little more space to grow, at my age. So I definitely think some of you are moving. Some of you could be moving from one house to another. But I'm seeing a lot of abundance, and I know it looks all brown down here. But, I mean, clearly you can tell that this is all growth. It should be like greenery. In the normal deck it is. So there's a lot of beautiful new grass and flowers and trees. There's blooms. So as we're coming, we're kind of just getting into the meat of winter here, at least in the present where I'm at now. But by the time some of you see this, it could be spring. I mean, these New Year's predictions are good for the entire year. And who knows, by the time you see them, it could just resonate with something going on in your life currently. But I feel like springtime is going to be a big deal for you. And I do see the signs of spring in the second card too. And this one shows water. It could be summer, but it doesn't really matter either way. I do think that spring is sprung. That's when all the new blooms and new growth. So there's going to be a lot of new growth. And I think that's when a lot of changes start to occur, somewhere between winter and spring. You start planning and prepping, and suddenly you're like, oh, we're buying a house. We're moving. You might be moving during the stormy season. I mean, I see the cloud here, and it just reminds me of a storm cloud. Ooh, my ear's starting to ring. But there's something to that. So watch out. Maybe this is something for one of you storm chasers. I don't know. I love doing that. When I did that, I loved it, but it's adrenaline pitching. It's kind of dangerous too. You got to know what you're doing. But I just think like during the spring season, when there's a natural storm season, it depends. Some of you, and the way this is flat, some of you could be moving to, the Midwest or the heartland. Oklahoma's part of that, where I'm at. You could be moving to Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, anywhere in there. Arkansas, it could be the South too, where you have the chance to have these storms, because this is where we end up getting Tornado Valley and all that, and even Colorado has a hail valley out on the high plains, so it could be anything like that. But wherever you're moving to, I'm just happy for you, because you're getting a chance to get a fresh scenery, and it's a chance to kind of start over at a different place, and maybe you get a chance to put all your stuff away and expand and have plenty of storage, because I know personally for me, I love that. I was just noticing that's a weird thing on the, okay. I notice weird things. I'm like, ooh, shiny things, and then it's distraction. Anyway, but definitely these new beginnings in the Ace of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles doesn't always have to mean new job with the coin, or the fact that Pentacles is very grounded to the earth, so it's foundational. So you could be starting something new romantically too. I do think that Pentacles can represent the beginning of a relationship as well. It could be a beginning of a friendship or reconnecting with family. It's a new beginning for somebody, whether it's brand new or you're kind of getting a fresh start with somebody that you maybe things lagged, or you reconnected or had a fight and then you made amends, or however it is. But definitely some new things happening. So keep an eye for that, because I think that by spring, the love is blooming, Don't go getting all Twitter-pated. I mean, I love that word from Bambi. I love it. But some of you are going to be Twitter-pated, because you're going to meet somebody who's just going to knock your socks off, and you're going to be feeling all of that excitement of, getting to go out and date and get to know them again, and feeling the butterflies in your stomach and the nerves, all that first kiss stuff, and all the things that go along with, you know, all those getting close to someone. So, with the Ace of Pentacles out of the way, a lot of new, fresh starts for a lot of people. And this is, and I'm saying spring on that one. Like I said, it's barely even January yet. So, you know, we're just going to be getting into January when this will probably post just before New Year's. So, you've got the whole of, you know, the year. I won't actually say the name of the year, because if you watch this 5 years from now, I want it to be for that year. So we're going to keep it as timeless as we can. But I do like mentioning, you know, I do like mentioning things that are happening in the present at the time. But doesn't mean it has to be present for you. When you get a message, you get a message. Doesn't matter what it means around it, as long as you get the right message. So the next thing we have is the Empress. Oh, man. I love this because she's very loving and nurturing. There's a lot of new ideas floating around. So if you're an entrepreneur, I feel like you may have some really crazy new ideas for businesses, or if you already have a business, you're thinking outside the box. You're creating all these new ideas for that. They're going to lead to success for you. Not just being successful at your business, but it's going to lead to more money. Not that you want to be about money, but if you're looking to provide for yourself and like make a good income, I think that this is where you do it. The Empress is good at that. She births new idea. Now, if I want to go literal with this card, you know, the first thing I thought that I haven't mentioned, and she doesn't really show it too much in this. She's wearing a heavy dress in this one. But the Empress, it could represent some of you ladies that might be having babies. So if you were trying to have a baby or wanting to have a baby, this could be your year. Definitely. And I mean, this could happen anytime during the year. You may already be pregnant, and if you are and don't know it yet, congratulations. I have to say, you know, a form of reading tarot, even though it wasn't actual tarot cards, but a little thing about me, my birth was predicted by a woman that was doing cardomancy, or she was playing cards, like, you know, poker cards, but she was reading them as tarot. And at a party, and my mother got a reading, and she congratulated my mother because she was pregnant with me, and my mom's like, what? And then she found out she was pregnant with me, and she was like, whoa. So it was kind of a cool thing. So clearly I was meant to do this in the future, and I absolutely love that story. But there could be something here with love, like, you know, maybe if you're not ready for that whole pregnancy thing. Some of you may be, but for you single ladies out there that are trying to meet, I want to say, like, you know, you've got the feminine sign here with the heart. To me, that looks like a box of chocolates. And so I want to say, like, you know, I know it's kind of over commercialized, but Valentine's Day might be your day. If you do end up meeting someone and you're beginning to date and get to know each other, then I think Valentine's Day is a really good day for you. You might end up being invited out, or you might cook at home, but either way, someone's bringing you a box of chocolates or flowers or something like that. Because I swear there's flowers in here, but it's hard to tell. But I'm definitely getting like a early February vibe. So I think that you may end up concreting your relationship. And I say concrete, sorry, but this is when you guys are going to have that conversation about where are we going. And I think for the majority of you, this is going to be, oh my gosh, I lost the word. It's going to be very important for you, because that conversation is what's going to get you to go, you know what? We've been dating exclusively for this long. Like, they're going to want you to be their boyfriend, girlfriend. So you're going to actually end up getting into a relationship. It doesn't have to be. A lot of people center around Valentine's Day, and that's okay if you do. I mean, some people, that's just what they want. Or it could, but I think Valentine's Day is going to anchor it. It's going to kind of concrete it. Like I said, that's what's going to ground it. How many times can I say these words? But Valentine's Day is it. That's going to be the day, the pivotal moment that someone's like, you know what, this has been a great date. You know, I really want this person to be more permanent in my life. I want them to be my boyfriend or girlfriend. For some of you, they might even agree, like, hey, like, I really enjoyed dating you. Let's move in together, or something hopefully you guys are in a relationship before you decide to do that. Like, but everybody moves at their own pace, so no judgment there. It just depends. If you're ready, you're ready. But some of you might. These are big moves. But I definitely feel like Valentine's Day is going to be a pivotal moment for some of you. Now, I don't want to say that for everybody because you never know. I mean, just because good things are happening this next year, that doesn't mean you got to take the good with the bad. And, you know, and bad isn't always bad. Bad is what we consider to be a negative moment in our life can also be for our, oh my gosh. It can be for the best. That's what I want to say. And so when I say that, there is a chance here that I will say, like, I was dating somebody and it ended horribly around Valentine's Day. So, you know, and we didn't even date that long. So luckily it didn't do anything, but it was enough to put me in therapy because I was like, you know, I'm enough of these guys that don't know who the hell they are, what they want. They don't know how to treat me. It's time to move on, you know? So there could be something here where if you're not meeting anybody or you were dating somebody, it could be ending too. Just be aware of that. There's something about Valentine's Day where that's going to make or break you guys. So, and I think for some of you, it's going to be great. It's going to be pivotal in pushing your relationship forward, making progress. But for others, I really feel like this could also be, for maybe a small amount of you, I kind of feel like this is where you're going to go, nothing much happened. You're going to decide whether it's you or them, or maybe both, that it's ho-hum, like you've been dating and you're not getting anything out of it anymore. Maybe it's like, oh, they're okay, they're a great person. There's something missing and it's time to break it off and move on. That's going to be what's best for you and for them. And again, I mean, this is the Empress. You're going to do it in a good way too. She's loving and nurturing, so she's going to find a gentle way to break it off and be tactful about it and to be respectful about it. So I feel like people are going to be gentle with this. At least you will on your end. Hopefully on their end they will be too. But time will tell. But I really feel like this will be good because she's always like, she takes care of everybody and she's social and she runs her household. So some of you are going to be happy to just be single and independent again. You know, maybe dating was a bit much. Maybe you're not ready. Like, whatever it is, it's just that time. So pay attention to that and just keep doing whatever you do. And eventually someone else will come along if that's what you want. But again, you got some free will here, so you can choose. But if someone comes into your life and they're meant for you, then it is what it is. Like, go with it. And you'll probably want to. You'll feel it. You'll know it. Trust your intuition on these situations and don't make any hasty decisions. I really think about it. Like, that's what New Year's is all about. Like, we got to reflect on things that we've done and how can we do things better? What goals can we reach? And we want to make sure that we balance out our time between friends and family and make sure we have time for ourselves. We got to love ourselves. We got to self-care, but, you know, give time to others as well. So you want to make good decisions in your relationships as well. If it's right for you, it's right for you. But if you know you have any kind of doubt that it's time to let go, then it needs to pull the Band-Aid off. It sucks, but it is what it is. But keep your crown on straight. But I love this, though. So some of you will be having babies. Some of you are having relationships. Some of you are breaking off and going independent again and just going to focus on yourself. And that's okay. And then we have the Moon card. This one kind of stumped me a little bit. So let me look at it. Because I'm seeing there's a lot in here. With the Moon, it can be about, you know, universally, most people know the Moon. Like, oh, no, the Moon is scary. Like, it's about bad dreams or negativity and anxiety. But it doesn't have to be. It can be about dreams. I feel like with the Moon, in this case, that this is very, very much more astrological or spiritual in nature. The first two are about obvious things going on in people's lives, but I know that if you guys are out here looking for this kind of information, this is for all signs, by the way, but if you're out here looking, maybe, you know, all signs, all star seeds, you know, all spiritual people that are into, you know, God or source or Gaia, or if you love angels or whatever it is, this spiritual message is for you. Spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, all of you who are watching for this reason right here and now. This card is for you. It's for all of you, because you have the intuition to go looking for, you know, these YouTubes and things. You're looking for videos to help you because you have a question on your mind, or you're weighing in on a situation, or maybe you just want to know, is something better coming along? That's what these predictions are all about. And that's what I'm getting from this card, is that, you know, look at them. They're both looking at the moon. The moon has an effect on the tides, and it has an effect on you too. So I might suggest that you look into astrology. You might look into paying attention to the moon phases and how it affects you, and what does each moon mean. They have different names, and you know, they create different energies, and it can be, you can do tarot spreads with it. You can do rituals with it, I guess, spells, like light candles, and oh, it's good to, if you have crystals, leave your crystals out under the sun, or under the sun, under the moon. You can do under the sun too, but we're talking moon here. If you have the moon, it's not obscured by clouds or rain or anything like that. But if you can see the full moon, that's a way to charge your crystals. But it's also a way, like moon water, if you haven't had it. You take a glass of water, and by all means, cover the top with a piece of plastic, like saran wrap, and then maybe put a rubber band or something around it so nothing can get in it. And then put it out under the moon and let it sit there. That's moon water. And then in the morning, you come out and you drink it. Yeah, it's supposed to be good. It's great energy. But for some reason, you guys are drawn to the moon, and moon bathing is a total thing. So if it's warm enough in your area, you can sit out under the moon and just bask in the glow of it for a while. Or if you're lucky enough to have a pool, a hot tub, or something that is heated, or like depending, because it's kind of cold here right now. It's like below freezing. So I would have to go sit in my hot tub for a few hours, but sometimes that's the best thing, is that I feel like I'm sitting in like a warm bath, and like I just have this beautiful moonlight over me. Amazing. Amazing. So this is spiritual. This could be spiritual awakening. And it's funny how it's a moon, but it looks like the sun in the background. So this is kind of like the dark side of the thing. You know, it's the yin and yang of it. The sun is bright and cheery, but you're in the dark, so you may be having to do shadow work. This may have something to do with, I feel like a lot of spiritual awakenings right now. There's a lot of people waking up, and it sounds kind of funny. I'm not speaking of the woke type of thing that people always complain about. I don't complain about it. I'm woke. I don't care who knows. But I like it as people awakening spiritually. And this could be you waking up and just realizing that there's so much more out there. And you may be breaking free of limiting beliefs, like religious beliefs, things that you were raised to only believe a certain way and certain things. But now you're shedding all that. You're shedding all that, like just like these dogs. I say dogs, like coyote, wolf, dog, whatever it is. But you're shedding that coat of all those things that are weighing you down that you don't need to believe in anymore. Because you're allowing your mind to expand and be open to new possibilities. And you're realizing that there's a lot of spiritual work that needs to be done, and there's a lot of metaphysical stuff here in the water. So I like that there's water here too. So you're going through a lot of emotions too. It's a roller coaster. And this is what happens when we wake up. So you're going through this awakening. You're going to have different experiences. I would suggest... I'm using my phone right now, so I can't look it up, but I would suggest looking it up, like the signs of spiritual awakening, and compare. If you're having any of those symptoms, signs of ascension, whatever they call it, just look and see what you're going through right now. You can find a lot of information out there. The veil is becoming thinner from what I keep hearing. So you may be experiencing more things where you're getting more psychic flashes. You see and you hear and you feel and you know. Sometimes you get smells and tastes, and it's just like you're getting more mental telepathy. Like, we have all of these things are available to us at all the time, but not everybody learns about it or leans into it. And I like it. The more you do, though, I think that when you embrace it, I think it makes you stronger. So I feel like some of you are watching because you're going through these different phases right now, these different symptoms. You might be feeling a lot of fatigue. You could be going through a spiritual upgrade, because that's something I've been doing. And I'm just now getting my energy back. So I think I slept through the entire summer. That's what it felt like. I slept through the entire summer. I didn't go swimming one time. And it's like, I need to write a book about this or something, or write a poem or something, like the summer I slept. Because I was like, man, I intended to go out and swim and enjoy some of the summer, and I just didn't. I just too tired. There was just nothing to be done. So it's been kind of a weird time for me, but I know that it will be worth it in the end, because I feel like I'm getting much stronger in my abilities. So that's what the moon is telling you. And that's what's coming in this next year. A lot of you are going to be having these spiritual awakenings. You're going to get more into yoga. Maybe you'll do Reiki. Maybe you'll do sound baths, and you're just going to find all these different modalities for healing and for divination and different things. I believe that you'll love it. I would say seek out your spiritual community. You know, there's Facebook groups, there's Meetup. You know, I'm pretty sure they have them on Discord as well. You can go seek out whatever you're looking for there. They have in-person stuff as well. You might look up shops near you. If you have any spiritual shops that have crystals and things like that, they have readers. You could go check it out, get a reading, and see where you are. That would be more personalized to you than this general reading, because it's better to be one-on-one sometimes. I love these general readings because, you know, there's always a message in there for me. But if I want to know something more specific, then I can get a reading that's just for me. So, highly recommending that for you. So, I would say just kind of start looking into it, read up on it. There's lots of articles, there's books, there's a lot of TV shows and stuff. You can find it. There's not a channel. It's called Gaia. I've seen it under stuff like streaming. I think you have to pay a subscription to it, but I've heard nothing but good things. So they have a lot of spiritual shows in there, and you can watch it and learn so much. I would highly recommend, if you're having trouble like adjusting, you know, with this spiritual awakening, stay grounded. And when you do that, try earthing. Because, I mean, they're out here on the earth. They've got the water and they've got the grass and the ground, like earth, which means put your bare feet into the dirt and the grass and the sand, wherever you are. Like, touch the actual earth. Don't wear socks. Don't wear shoes. You know, just roll up your pants. Just put your feet on the earth and do that for at least 30 minutes, if not like an hour. So I'm going to say, like, just run around and enjoy it for a while. I don't know how long it takes, but it's actually naturally, it's very, very healthy for the body. We're connecting to the earth. The earth is alive. We're alive. It's good to connect. But we can't connect when we have like rubber soles on our feet. And if you want to look it up, it's on YouTube. Look up Earthing, the documentary. Very interesting stuff. If you look at it's pretty wild how they discovered, you can buy this stuff. If you can't go outside because it's too cold right now, get it. You can go on Amazon or wherever and buy an earthing mat. They also have earthing pillowcases and sheets and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. I think they have a blanket too. I wanted to get the blanket and they were sold out, but you can go get that stuff. And so you're sitting at the computer like I am right now, right? So I could put an earthing mat down here, take off my socks, and then like I just put my feet on the earthing mat and it will ground me to the earth, which is great. The same thing, sleeping on it. You're supposed to have better sleep on it. You'll wake up more energized, feeling fresh. Just check it out. I get that some of you need to know that. Some of you need that earthing right now. You need to stay grounded while you're going through all this. So, with that being said, let's see what else we get. That was definitely a spiritual card. So that was definitely, the new year's going to bring a lot of spiritual awakenings, and your abilities are going to be more prevalent. So for your Ascendant Oracle, I love this. You got Reflect. This is a great card. Reflect. That's exactly what you want to do when it comes to this new year. Reflect on the year behind you. Reflect on everything that you did. Like, what came and went, you know, what stayed in your life. What kind of, what left your life. And you need to reflect on, like, what all did you accomplish? Did you do everything you wanted to do? What goals do you want to set for the new year? Like, just ask yourself a lot of questions. reflect on everything that happened in that past year and release it, whatever way you need to release it. And any new goals that you have, just set them up for the new year and go after them. Even if that goal is as simple as like, you know what, I just want to get through this new year and just do basic stuff. I don't want to try to take on some big project. I don't want to make any big moves or anything. You just want to kind of low key it for a year, by all means, you know, but still think about it. Reflect on exactly how you can accomplish that. Reflection is everything. And so for your Moonology card, you have full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yes, I love it. That's exactly things going on right now. Just had a conversation with a couple of people about this, about not burning out. You can burn out in the spiritual world, trying to get that out of my mouth, by doing too much too soon. You know, pace yourself, prioritize. Balancing it is great. So you can have it, you know, if you want to go to events both in person or you want to go online, or you just want to be alone and practice meditation or practice tarot or whatever it is you want to do, that's fine. Just make sure that you balance it out with the practicality of taking care of yourself. Make sure that your needs are being met and that, you know, you're getting plenty of rest and you're eating okay and, like, you know, getting exercise, whatever you need to do. If you need to get out and get the sun on your face for 15 minutes, which gives you plenty of vitamin T, by the way. And then if you want to breathe the fresh air, take a walk, whatever, that's going to it'll revitalize you, re-energize you, and you'll be back up and running in no time. So just make sure that you're being practical, that you're taking care of yourself and getting stuff done in your, you know, 3D life before you go, you know, gallivanting off into astral travel and all that. Or if you're just trying to learn all these things, it could be really fun and exciting. Just make sure you pick something and learn it first and then go on to something else, you know, or read up on a book. And once you're done with that book, go, I want to learn about this now, and then go do that. Just make sure that you do, you know, one at a time, make a list of things you want to learn and then prioritize what your favorites are. This is the best way to learn and not burn out, and that way you give yourself time for the real world. And so the next one I have is the Angel Oracle Guide. This one is Signs and Reminders. Golly, I felt like my voice cracked. Oh my gosh. I swear I've had puberty. Signs and reminders. I love this. There's signs like the butterflies. There's a lot of transformation happening this new year, this next year. You're going to be transforming. You're going to start seeing signs. There's clouds in here again. I see clouds. So I feel like with the birds and the butterflies, I feel like spring is a big thing. I see a rainbow. I'm thinking after the storm. So maybe like the storm season, majority of this year, maybe just one big transformation. Sometimes we go through small ones, but it's all going to be learning and growth for you. Both spiritual, both personal growth. You're going to learn a lot, but you're not going to be the same person when this next year ends, because the next year you're going to be someone else. You know, you're still going to be authentically you, but you'll have grown so much that people are going to notice these new changes in you. A lot of things change. You're continuing to evolve. So that's what I love about it. So pay attention to the signs. Some people have an infinity. They see dragonflies or butterflies. Birds are very spiritual to me. I have a thing with hummingbirds, and I don't see them very often. It's a rarity. So when I do see one, I'm like, oh, that's weird. So some of you may really enjoy seeing rainbows or finding prisms and things. Like when you look up and see iridescence in the sky, which is like, it's really high up and it looks rainbowy because of the ice crystals reflecting up there. And so it looks like rainbowy. I don't know if that has special meaning to some of you or one of you, but it might. I have a special connection with storms because I just love them. And I think that I'm weather intuitive as well. So I just tend to love that kind of stuff, and seeing the rainbows after the rain. Like, there's just something magical about it for me. But this earth is definitely, it just needs you. And you might have an affinity with space. My star seeds, you're represented up in here. You might be seeing things in the sky, you know, the planets and the stars and the things are changing. But you may be seeing some things up there that are catching your note. Like I said, catching your notice. You're going to notice them. it's catching your attention. There's a reason for that. Since I became aware of becoming a starseed, I have seen so much more in the sky than I ever would have thought I had. And I was like, what is that? What is that? You know, like, it's everywhere. I'm like, no, that's a satellite, that's a plane, but what is that? That one doesn't belong. So it's just been weird. I don't see it all the time. And I definitely know the difference. I've seen the space station, I've seen the falling stars, and they're beautiful. I think we just finished out the year with our last meteor shower, which I missed because it was pouring rain. So it is what it is. But there's a lot of signs out there, and some of you might be drawn to like flowers, or if you're into the pennies from heaven, there's a feather right here. You might get a white feather, but be warned, you might get a black feather too. And don't think it's like a bad omen. It doesn't have to mean that. I had 2 black feathers that just like showed up in the backyard. I was like, where did these come from? I don't know. And so we hardly get stuff like that. We get birds, but I've never seen like black feathers just show up, and they showed up like right up in the patio under where it's roofed, and it was like under the table. So like, okay, did some birds have like a street fight or what? I don't know. But I have not seen them since, and I never saw them before, so I feel like they were significant. It was like 2 black feathers. I don't choose to look at it as a bad omen, but nothing bad has really happened. Not to us, not to this family. So, black isn't, black and white can be yin and yang. It can just be masculine, feminine. It can represent a lot of different things. Shadow and light. So, whatever it means, it was significant, and I wanted to pay attention to it. I actually was watching another YouTuber, and they kept saying, oh, you're going to see black feathers, you're going to see black feathers, and I'm just like, when? I never even find white ones, so it doesn't matter. And then I literally went out there and found those black feathers, and I'm like, well, holy shit, it was right. So, you never know. Keep an eye out for those feathers. Like I said, the birds, you might see certain animals and things. If those mean something to you, nature comes out, and you just happen to see this or that, or, and I swear, sometimes it's a natural phenomenon to see faces and things, like to see objects in the clouds, or when you look at a wallpaper, or you look at like the wall of your shower, or the floor tiles, and they all have a weird pattern. So you start seeing like people and places and things, or animals, or just all kinds of weird objects that kind of, I forget what they call it. It starts with a P, I think, but where we see patterns in things that aren't really there. But I always wondered if there was something more to that. So that's kind of interesting, because sometimes I see that and I'm like, well, I don't even know what I'm looking at. But it's possible, you could be seeing something that's like we see in the tarot. It's intuitive. I don't know why that comes up. It's been coming up lately for me that I need to pay attention to that. So if you see something like that, and you see something that creates, like an object comes out to you, whatever it is that you see is meant for you. So that's going to be your message. So keep that in mind. I mean, you could be like in the bathroom, like staring at the floor, like, I see a face in that, and like, oh, that looks kind of like so-and-so, and then like there's a message. Or it looks like a dog or something. I don't know. But tell me you guys know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But yes, watch for the signs of that. There's signs everywhere. And if you literally, like, I've literally run into a sign once. It was so freaking literal. I was trying to go around it, and I was like, okay, I just smacked into a literal sign. And it was about like a truck or something, and I'm like, nope, I don't need a new vehicle. So I think there was something with me literally running into it that was funny. But yeah, don't do that. So hopefully it means something to you. And then I have your color card here. I love this. I love the purples and the blues. It kind of matches in here, and then it's over here. Lavender, number 44, connect to body, mind, and soul. Yes. Find a way to meditate, whether that's, walking or cooking or painting, or if you like to lay down or sit still, whether it's guided or whether you just listen to music. Everybody has their own way. Find what works for you and do it. This is a way to connect to body, mind, and soul. And when you connect, I think that you're going to start getting a lot of help with this awakening. I would suggest listening to the solfeggio. I hope I said that right. Solfeggio? I don't know what they're. Italian words. I think that's, I can't remember. The solfeggio, I think, is the word. Forgive me if it's not right. Just laugh and move on. But those frequencies are very important, and you can get apps with them in it. I would listen to those. They have some of them. Some of the apps are great, and they have great meditations on them, guided or no guided. So you can choose, which is great. But also, I like to listen to the music with them in it at night. It can be very healing. You can pick which one you want. One of them will connect your mind, body, and soul, connect you to God. There's a God frequency. There's a frequency for healing yourself physically, for healing and mending relationships. There's one that helps prevent diseases and illness. Like, there's so many out there. So just find what works for you. Listen to it at night. I think it's really going to help in the process of opening you up. But you're going through this anyway, so you might as well make it smoother for yourself. And 44, that reduces to 8. 8, if you turn 8 sideways, it's infinity, so I'm not sure if that means anything to you. 8 can also go back to the strength card in the major arcana. So this is going to be a time where this is going to make you stronger. Because I can tell you, when I went through mine in the last year and a half, going through these transformations and still upgraded, still evolving, I am much stronger and more resilient than I have ever been in my life. So it's all in your best interest. This is what's good. It's for your highest good. That's what I want to say. So embrace it. And then I decided to go with the inner effing peace deck to just, this will be great. Find your new normal. Take off the shit colored glasses. I love it. If you've been a little bit negative this past year, reflect on that. Think about it. You know, with all that's happening, I want to say the lavender color, wear it. You know, wear jewelry with lavender, or take lavender stones, like anything. You might even want to smell like lavender or have lavender flowers. It doesn't matter. You know, just surround yourself with that. That is very relaxing and tranquil. So it'll help keep you calm, and it's just good for you. Purple crystals are like the best, in my opinion. But make sure that you take off the shit colored glasses. Like, it's time to put on the rose color. Like, let's look ahead to the new year with, you know, excitement, with new beginnings, and there's a lot of beautiful abundance to come. So, you know, stay positive, and I hope this helps all of you. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Until the next one. Bye.